Good morning, sir, and my fellow batchmates. Myself, Arghadip Biswas from Ramakrishna Mahatma Government Engineering College in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Today, I am going to present a presentation on the topic Stack in Object-Oriented Programming. So, first we will check out what we are going to discuss regarding stack. We will start with the definition, then we will move to the basic operations in stack and the concept of LIFO or last in first out data structures. We will also see how to implement stack in the OOPS and will then move to some examples and real life applications of stack. Okay, so start with the definition. So what is stack? A stack is a linear data structure that follows the LIFO or last in first out principle, where the last element added to the stack is the first one to be removed. If we take a real life example, then it's like a stack of plates or books where you can only take the last one that you have put on top. That means the last book in the stack will be moved first because it is placed at the top. So it maintains the principle of last in but first out, which we also call as LIFO principle. I have used two pictures, one of a book stack and other of stack of plates to visualize the stack more clearly. Now let's understand the LIFO principle in more details. LIFO stands for last in first out. In technical terms, LIFO means that the element which was sorted as the last element will be the first to be removed. You can also visualize it by taking a stack of plates as I have discussed earlier, and also we can take a real life example of a stack of pancakes where the last pancake you have added will be the first one you will eat. We will move to the basics operation in a stack like push, pop, is empty, push pop, etc. In this slide I have made three blocks where I have discussed about the push, pop and push pop operations, and in below I have discussed about another operation, that is empty operation. Now we will discuss these operations in detail. Push operation is used to add an element at the top of the stack, and pop operation is used to remove the element from the stack. And when these two operation is converted into a single one, then it is known as push pop operation. That means in push pop operation, the top element of the stack get replaced with a new one in a single operation. Another important operation in stack is empty operation. It is used to check whether the stack is empty by verifying the top pointer is null or not. If the top pointer is null, it means the stack has no elements and is considered empty. So let's move to the next slide. In this slide I have given some code example to describe the basic operation of stack. Here I have also discussed about another new operation, that is peek operation. Peek is used to get the top element of the stack without removing it. We will move to the next slide. Here I have discussed about how to implement stack data structure in OOPS or object oriented programming. In object oriented programming, a stack is often implemented as a class without methods that perform the basic operation of adding and removing elements as well as picking at the top element without removing it. The class usually has a data structure such as an array or a linked list to hold the elements. I have also used a step-by-step diagram to show how it is implemented. In the next slide, I have given an example of stack. Tower of Hanoi is a great example to understand the stack data structure. The Tower of Hanoi puzzle consists of 3 rods and a number of disks of decreasing size that can slide into any rod. The puzzle starts with the disks in a neat stack in ascending order of size on one rod, the smallest at the top, thus making a conical shape. The objective is to move the entire stack to another rod obeying the following restrictions. The restrictions are as follows. Only one disk can be moved at one time. Second restriction is each move consists of taking the upper disk from one of the stacks and placing it on top of another stack. And the last restriction is no bigger disk can be placed on top of a smaller disk. I have inserted an image of Tower of Hanoi in the right side of the slide for greater visualization. In the next slide, I have discussed about how stack is used in memory and call stack. A stack is often used in programming to manage memory allocation as well as for call stacks. In memory allocation, the stack is used to hold local variables and function calls, while in call stacks it is used to keep track of the order of function calls. Let's move to the next slide. In this slide, I have discussed about some real world application of stack. The stack data structure can be found in many real world scenarios from software development to everyday life. Some examples include the forward backward buttons in browsers, the undo redo functionality in software applications, and we can also find some great examples of stack in Java virtual machine called stack. So let's move to the next slide. This is the last part of the presentation where I have discussed the conclusion of stack, or the conclusion of this presentation. The stack data structure is a fundamental concept in programming and computer science with many applications in software development and everyday life, as we have already seen in the previous slides. And understanding how it works and how to implement it in object oriented programming can help make our code more efficient and organized. So let's move to the next slide. Here in this slide I have mentioned the sources from which I have taken information to make this presentation, and thank you very much for watching this presentation till last. With this I would like to end this presentation. So thank you again. Thank you very much.